Good evening. This is Candace with WeDharma.com. So tonight I wanted to just recognize that it's actually the full moon. And the full moon is a time that we celebrate letting go. I don't know if you remember a little while back, we actually celebrated the new moon, which was manifestation and putting new intentions in the world and those things. But now we're actually letting go of things that no longer serve our higher self. And tonight is an opportunity to do a little ceremony that we do. We write down on a piece of paper, which I did today in class. I don't know if you can see all that, but there's a lot of things. You see that? About all the things, piece by piece, that we feel no longer serve us in our higher being. And what you do is you rip that piece off and you say a little prayer and you put it in the fire or burn sage around it, whatever it is you do. And just let it drift and let it go into ashes, and it no longer exists physically in your material world. And it's a very powerful thing because, as you know, the mind controls most everything in our world. And when you do an action, a physical action that goes along with that, it's even deeper. So tonight is the night of letting go. And on that note, I was thinking earlier about speaking the truth, because we can only really let go of something that doesn't serve us if we know us in the way that we need to know us, and that is from the most truthful part of our soul, knowing who we are, what we are, in line with our highest purpose. If we're doing that in line with the ego or materialism or things that don't really serve other people, but they're more of a selfish sort of venture, it's not going to work. It has to be the little s with the big S, as we say in class, the self with the self, the smaller self with the larger self. So the more spiritual being that you are inside, and we all know what that is when we sit quietly and hear things. Today we had this incredible 3-hour course in meditation and chanting, and it brought up so many very physical, actually, very specific things in our lives that we haven't either dealt with or we don't know about. And what happens when you let go of your mind and you open it up for a higher level of information, things shift, and they shift in a way where you don't doubt. So fear and doubt are no longer in the equation. So it becomes real, and it becomes a lot more real, a lot faster. And on that note, actually, it's funny because I was saying in another one of these little video blogs, my partner Chandani, she always says that, we're stronger together than we are apart. We're better together. There's a song by Jack Johnson. It always reminds me, we're better when we're together. And it's true. The more we can collaborate and connect and realize that we are oneness and meditate together and feel the vibrations, the more we can create in a good way for the rest of the world. So talking about the rest of the world, I come to the next point, which is very important in my own life and always has been, which is foundation. And I've been studying the chakras a lot lately. And there's this exercise we do with the chakras. Don't worry, it all ties into the full moon. There's this exercise we do with the chakras, and when you do a certain sound chant with the chakra in mind, or aligning the two, you can feel a certain vibration. And what I found is once we harness the root chakra, the base of our life, the legs we stand on, the home, the stability, the security, all those things, once we get that one in tune, everything else can flourish. So for me, I've realized that as enlightened as I get in this life, as conscious as I function on a daily basis or not, largely depends on the foundation I come from. And I look at personally, from my experience, to share with others. I get these emails all day long on Facebook and my email account about people that watch these blogs and watch other things that I do, or Chandani does, and ask questions and say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for that, because I was too afraid to think this or this and that. I feel like we're all so much alike if someone's going to learn something from me, I want them to learn something that I've experienced, so there's the wisdom behind the knowledge of it. And personally, foundation is something I will always speak about, because growing up I didn't have that solidified foundation where everything was in line. And I think that's the biggest gift to my life, because now I understand not only the importance of it and will create my own foundation for myself, and have, of course, but also realize that the most amazing experience we can have in life is the foundation of someone holding our kite string so that we can fly. And a lot of us who, personally, I'm a free spirit, there's a lot of free spirits out there who preach enlightenment and consciousness. And there's other people that do, you know, finances and buildings and the news and whatever you do. That's gorgeous and perfect, because it takes all kinds. But for someone that is in this line of work, and someone in that line of work as well in a different way, you need the opposite balance to hold that kite string, to give you that strength and that uniqueness and that independence to do the thing that you do. We're not here alone in life. We're actually here to ask for help and to be together and to be partners with each other and build families from a foundation of complete strength and solidity. And I really hope moving forward in this world that we can take this full moon experience and let go of all those things that made us unstable or unhappy or insecure, or took away a little bit of energy from the truth of our being, and really replace it and have the space open for the things that will fulfill that grounding of holding the kite string and letting things manifest and building and expanding and growing in ways that we have yet to see. So, on this evening of August 24th, I wish you a happy full moon, and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.